I think Bart and Lisa are feeling a little upset right now. Isn't there something you'd like to say?
There sure is. Kids, you tried your best, and you failed miserably. The lesson is, never try.
There's a new Street Fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is...
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It is good news, and we've got a lot of it. So let's not stand on ceremony, Mr. Wayne. Let's have the top story. And of course, our top story of today, and actually yesterday, arguably a day and a half ago, I'm running a little late, is that the Haslab Rancor, they weren't even that close. It did not succeed. It did not reach its funding goal. Haslab Rancor, you're out of here, as every pro wrestling referee should say. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Kind of. Let me elaborate. Although I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You're action figure enthusiasts. You know how this works. By not funding the Haslab Rancor, the fans have told Hasbro, y'all gotta do better. As Captain America would say, Anthony Mackie, do better. That's what you gotta do. You weren't offering us enough bang for our buck. And you came in at the clutch moment at the end there with Kalili? No, not Khaleesi, that's Game of Thrones. The Rancor Keeper. You were making amends, and that's a really good thing. But it was too little. It's too little, too late. And that's a good thing for the fans, for the Black Series collectors, because we're saying we want to give you our money, but we do not have limitless sums of money to throw at a bajillion Haslabs, bearing in mind that this Haslab was running at the same time as the Sky Striker and at the same time as the Ghostbusters Proton Pack. We're not made of money, Hasbro. What do you want? The fillings in my teeth? Because I haven't got any, actually. My teeth are crooked, but they're in perfect condition, so you can't have them. And you can't have my Rancor money either, or anyone's, because it was a swing and a miss. But that's great, because now when Hasbro go back and they recalibrate, they know that they're going to have to give us some more bang for our buck. And that is wonderful, because they know. They've seen... Sorry, I took a dramatic pause there to swallow. They've seen what can happen when they do a successful Haslab. The Marvel team are still counting up all their money from the Haslab Galactus. They're like, oh, hey, Black Series, how's it going? Sorry, were you doing a Haslab? We didn't notice. We were too busy counting all our money from Galactus. So they know what works. You got to give the people what they want. The Rancor was close because it looked really good. All I'm hearing from Black Series correctors is that the Haslab Rancor looked great. It looked like something that they wanted, but not at that price point and not with those tiers. So now that the message has been given loud and clear, I hope that Hasbro will try this again, because the Rancor is an obvious fit for a Haslab, but if they come out with a new promotion for it, I don't know if they would do, because it's kind of like swallowing your pride and going, let's try this again. But if they started off with all the tiers that everyone already wanted, Rancor, first base set with the Rancor Keeper, then going on to the Dancer, and then maybe Luke or another Gamorrean Guard or something, that would be what they need to do. I'm not having some bright spark moment of clarity here. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But if they do that, then maybe they'll succeed. But for now, the Rancor, he's going to join Cookie Monster in the island of misfit Haslab projects that never got made. Hasbro, you're killing me. I was literally uploading this episode of Good News when they go and drop all these new Star Wars Black Series figures. So, okay, this is a little addendum that I'm just throwing in here because heaven forbid I be late with the news. No, not on this channel. But especially when we've got a book of Boba Fett figure that looks so good. So good. I've got my Jedi Boba Fett and I've got my Mandalorian, but geez, I might have to add this guy to the collection. Add to that, we've got Ahsoka Tano. I'm so bad that I can't pronounce her name properly, but we've got her. And she looks lovely. These are like deluxe sets because we've also got the Incinerator Trooper, and that looks beautiful with the fire and Grogu. Oh my goodness. Also the Trooper with the big gun set up as well. These are some very, very pretty, tasty figures.
there you go. We had some disappointment with the Haslab Rancor, but these, hoo-ha, these look really good.
Alright folks, as you can see, the lighting is different and everything has changed because I had a little break in the middle of the day, but I'm back! And I'm ready to finish the news. More specifically, I'm ready to talk about a more happy Haslab project, because the Sky Striker, the G.I. Joe Sky Striker is funded, baby! It's done! Finished, finito, you got it! You G.I. Joe nerds, get your airplane! I just say that jokingly, I just don't collect G.I. Joe, so you know how it is. If I'm into it, it's awesome. If I'm not, then you're all a bunch of nerds! But you must be very happy ones, because the Sky Striker does look cool. I had the Sky Striker when I was a kid in the 80s, and I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing. And it was touch and go. It was not a barreling across the finish line, check me out, Usain Bolt kind of like killing it sort of thing. But they really did pick up very quick towards the end. And I think the Cobra decals that they added, stroke of genius, can of Coke to the person who came up with that idea, because instantly that is going to make so many people think, well, I need two now. I know I would if I was in that position. I'd be like, well, I'm going to have a G.I. Joe one, so I've got to have a Cobra one. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Hasbro. That was so smart, and I wouldn't even be mad. I'm like, no, that's great. You can have like some symmetry in your display now. You got your Cobra, you got your Joes, they're both evenly matched. I love that. I always go on about evil doppelgangers. That's an evil doppelganger of an airplane. You don't get those very often. So yeah, well done to everyone who wanted to buy into the Haslab project, because that is one that's going to touch down nicely, because it's a plane.
A statue I am.
That's not a bad Yoda, I suppose. And speaking of not a bad Yoda, there's an adorable little Yoda fountain statue thing. Oh my goodness, it's quite beautiful actually. If you want like a little desk ornament kind of thing, it looks so classy, based on a real world statue found in the Letterman Art Center in San Francisco. This is a little recreation of that. It's such a cute thing. I sort of wonder, where does the water come out of? Because if it came out of the top of his head, that would look ridiculous. It doesn't look like he's got his lips pursed, like he's spitting it out, like one of those little cherubs you see with their wiener hanging out. I don't know how it works as a fountain, because if it's coming like out from under his robes, it looks like he's having like a little accident. So I'm just gonna have to go to San Francisco and have a look at the statue and find out for myself. But if you're not that way inclined because you have better things to do with your lives, then you can just get this little miniature version. It's about 8.5 inches tall, which is decent. That's a good size. It's going to look great on your desk. And yeah, it's like a Star Wars accessory, sort of collectible, that actually looks really classy as well. So I kind of dig that. Hot Toys, I don't know how many sculptors or manufacturing people they employ, because they're just constant. They're like Storm Collectibles. I'm still waiting for another Streets of Rage figure. Yet Hot Toys are like, nah, we're just gonna fire out every single action figure of every single franchise ever made. So much so that once we've done all the modern ones, we're just gonna go back and go back to the older movies. We're getting a Catwoman figure from The Dark Knight Rises. Are we far enough away, removed from that Nolan trilogy to kind of like everyone can be like, okay, yeah, Dark Knight Rises, the Joker was cool, but that was a very mixed bag of a trilogy. Is it just me? I mean, come on. It's not that great, okay? And Catwoman was a fine part of a bad movie. No, actually, I'm going to put my stake in the ground. Dark Knight Rises was a bad film. You know what the best part of it was? Tom Hardy's Bane. And I will fight you on that. I loved Tom Hardy's Bane. But if you loved the Catwoman by Anne Hathaway, I had a little brain fart there. If you loved Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, then you can pick up this Hot Toys recreation. You know what to expect from Hot Toys. It looks absolutely stunning. I would rather get a figure that doesn't remind me of a terrible film. So, that's just me. But then again, Anne Hathaway is like one of the most beautiful human beings on the planet. So an action figure of her, it's not going to look terrible on your shelf. Just try to forget about how bad that movie was. Now, recently we covered the Turtle Van being made by Super 7, and it looked pretty, but it was very, very expensive, and we were like, I don't know. That was basically the ending consensus was, I don't know. But there is another option as well, because also, of course, the Super 7 Turtles, they're big. I'm not sure what the number scale is. I can't remember these things. Figure it out, you nerds. But if you want one for... Why do I abuse my audience so much? You're all lovely people. If you want one for the NECA-sized figures, then you can get one thanks to 5K Toys. And this is something I'm still doing the due diligence on, doing the legwork, the research. Not very much, but I don't know, like, is it an official license? Are they just doing their own thing? I don't know, but I'm trying to find out. I'm sure that you guys are watching this going like, Dave, it's really not hard. Just like, this is the answer. That was where you could have found it. I did that in 30 seconds. Well, I don't have 30 seconds. I'm trying to make a YouTube channel here, which would be helped by making research. I can see the problem. But what was I saying? Yes, they are making a turtle van, and it looks great. It looks like great scale, fitting perfectly with the NECA figures. And if you want it, it's going to be available around about February, March next year. And I'm going to go do some research on 5K Toys now. Hasbro have shown off images of their deluxe class Brawn, Wheeljack, and Ratchet figures. These are from the Bumblebee Transformers movie, and gosh, I really enjoyed that movie. Way more than I even wanted to, because I was still very salty. I was like, no, it's part of the Michael Bay universe. These are all awful. And then I watched it on a plane, and I was like, this is thoroughly entertaining. I'm genuinely enjoying this movie, and I like the designs. I didn't love them, but I liked them. Jeez Louise, they were an improvement from what we had before. So I'm hoping we're getting more Transformers films, aren't we? No, we are. I can't remember what the next thing is. Is it like a Dinobot Beast Wars type thing? I think that's the case. I need to do a little bit of due diligence on that, and on 5K Toys, and on everything else that I haven't researched properly. But you know me, I just get excited about stuff. And this is something to get excited about if you're a Transformers fan. And what's kind of cool is, these figures featured in the Bumblebee movie, but they didn't have alternate modes. You didn't see their alternate modes. Well, now you can see them, because Hasbro, the little geniuses over there, have cooked up alternate designs for these characters to transform into. So that's really cool. So if you want to add some more characters to your Bumblebee Transformers Universe lore collection, well, you'll do very well starting here. Oh boy, Beast Kingdom. Beast Kingdom, you're killing me here. I didn't even know about these guys until recently, and now I see the figures that they're making, and it's like, oh, I'm so glad they're not making Marvel ones yet, because if they did, I'd probably end up spending a lot of money on them, because they've made a Darksied. Almost forgot the name there. So if you're a DC person and you want to pick up an incredible looking Darksied, this guy looks awesome. Like 20 points of articulation. I think he's about 9 inches tall, so he's big. And from what I understand, not being a DC person, but Darksied is big. He's like Thanos. Apparently, I think the writers and artists copied Thanos when they made Darksied. So, of course, it makes sense he's going to tower over the rest of the characters. I know some people are fuming right now. All right, I know Darksied came first. It's a running joke, all right? So, if you want to get an amazing looking Darksied, and I'm pretty sure you do, because to be honest, I would happily get him just for my cosmic collection. I've got, I have so many random different universes in that cosmic display. Darksied would look so good next to NECA Ming, for example. Oh gosh, I'm already justifying the ridiculous price sticker. Actually, it's not a ridiculous price sticker. It's a lot of money, but you get a lot of action figure. And if you want to pick him up, then you know he's going to look, hoo-ha! It's going to look really good on your shelf. Speaking of looking really good on your shelf, Devil Jin from Storm Collectibles. I was never a huge Tekken person, but I did like Tekken because I loved the crazy lore and the ridiculous character designs, and especially the idea of Devil Jin and the Zaibatsu Corporation and Heihachi Mishima. Is it? I'm trying to remember the names because they were all so cool. They all sounded like badass future punk Japanese names, like anime cyber goth type stuff. Devil Jin from the Matsumoto clan is like, I probably threw a whole bunch of words that don't go together, but they look and sound so cool, and so does Devil Jin. Also, I love the whole evil devil alter ego, and wrestling does that so well. One of my favorite wrestlers is the Great Muta, who literally has that. He is either Keiji Muto or he is the Great Muta. Similarly, you have Finn Balor, who has Finn Balor and the Demon, but WWE, they really pissed that one up the wall. But still, I love the idea. So you've got Jin and Devil Jin looks really good. All right, I don't know, am I crazy? Does it look like maybe a little sort of stumpy, a little sort of dumpy sort of proportions, maybe short arms and legs? I don't know, it's hard to say, but like that is a minor gripe. All right, I'm not even saying it is a gripe, I'm just saying maybe my eyes are stupid. Or maybe because I have such long, lanky arms and legs that if I see someone with normal proportions, I'm like, well, that's not right. But either way, it doesn't matter because he's got horns, he's got huge devil wings, he looks really awesome. I'm thinking, could I fudge him into my kind of Mortal Kombat type display? Why am I looking for excuses to spend money that I don't have? Stop it, Dave! Just sit back, relax, and let other people enjoy the action figure. And finally, we have had some more pictures in box of the NECA Raphael Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters mashup. So many different things going on there. Now, this isn't specifically anything new regarding this figure. We've seen a lot of promo images already, but it's nice to get a clearer look, and I love all the details they've gone for, especially the electricity type size, the lightning bolt size. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this, and I really dig that. One thing that is extra cool, though, is that we see the side of the box and we see the other turtles. So this gives us another idea of what to expect. So we've seen Leonardo as Igor. That was right, wasn't it? Was it Igor or was it the Hunchback of Notre Dame? I think it was Igor. So, of course, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because we've got Frankenstein's monster. So that kind of fits together. But then it looks like Donatello is maybe the mummy. I think that's going to be the case. It looks very black and white, sort of wrinkly lips. I think that's the mummy. But then the last one, Michelangelo, I got nothing. It looks like the cover to one of Frank Miller's Dark Knight issues. It's like shadow and lightning bolt. I mean, just logically, you would think Universal Monsters, he would be Dracula. Which, I mean, maybe? That makes the most sense. But the picture doesn't scream Dracula. So, I don't know. I'm excited to find out.
It's the Bride of Frankenstein, isn't it? I just figured that out. That's the hair. Juanita's going to be furious. She literally was playing the Bride of Frankenstein when I met her. Don't know how I missed that one.
I don't think I wouldn't buy these figures because I just don't have the money or the space for a new line or a new group. But I'm definitely going to sit back and take a look and just think, golly, they look pretty, because you know what? They look really pretty. And guys, that does it for Good News today. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of all the announcements? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to get one of these tasty t-shirts, you can do by going to teespring.com. Check the link in the description below. And finally, if you want to go one step beyond and supporting the channel, you can do by going to patreon.com/displaying model behavior. I'm trying to get the plugs out quicker. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Chill. Yeah.
How do I keep forgetting to do the plug? Guys, I'm getting so many fantastic entries from you guys, the videos telling me what your favorite Marvel Legend of 2021 was. Wow, words are really failing me now. But if you've watched the video this far, then I know that you're bearing with me. Most people would have watched the first 30 seconds and been like, I can't be doing with this guy. So if you haven't yet, you can send me a video simply saying, here you go, Quicksilver. Pretend this came out in 2021, all right? Hi, I'm David, and my figure of the year is Quicksilver. And that's all you gotta do. Doesn't have to be a Marvel Legend either. Can be any figure that was released in the calendar year of 2021. Just film that and you can send it to me either to my personal email address or to my Instagram address. And I will include you in the year-end Christmas special video. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I've already said goodbye, but I'll say goodbye again. So until next time, keep displaying model behavior. That sounded weird, didn't it? Let me do it the proper way. Keep displaying model behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time.